Gentlemen, I wouldn't describe what happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo as shocking, but somehow we were kind of caught off guard when this late in the game he decides to sign and stay with Milwaukee. So, Donovan, in reference to the Raptors now going forward, what's the biggest change that move does for this organization?
I guess I'm going to start this off pretty boring by saying nothing, right? Like, cap space is still going to be valuable moving forward. Having deals that come off the books are still going to be valuable. And the class is not as exciting with no Paul George or no LeBron James or Anthony Davis or Giannis. But there's still Drew Holiday, still Rudy Gobert, still Victor Oladipo. And there's always going to be in the NBA a player that hates their situation and all of a sudden wants to be traded. And so given the fact that you have space, given the fact that you have a bunch of expiring deals, I think Don't Rush is the theme song for the Raptors. I'm not sure how often Masai listens to Young T and Bugsy these days, but I think they're in a good spot, even though it's not the Greek Freak in the short term.
Well, I think it does change things a little bit, because if I was in Masai Ujiri's shoes, I don't see anyone in that free agent class that is going to immediately change the trajectory of what is still a very good team. I think what I would do in their shoes is I would use this opportunity to sign OG Anunoby to an extension. You should be able to get him cheaper, and he's the kind of asset you want to secure long term. So I think maybe you veer a little left. It's not going to eat up all your cap space. It just means maybe you don't end up overspending on a player who's really not necessarily going to be a difference maker the way Giannis was dreamed on to be.
Yeah, and so let's take that aspect of it. If there was the dream of having Giannis in the front court, a breakout season from the guy you mentioned, OG Anunoby, could go a long way from easing that sting in Toronto, because he seems to be on the cusp, at least from what we saw in the playoffs.
There's a lot of really, really good signs around OG Anunoby and his game, and it's all to do with greater confidence with the ball, the ability to attack the dribble, and the way he's placed in that lineup. I mean, he's not going to be facing double teams. He's typically going to be coming, attacking from a weak side, and he's just a freight train. He gets up a little head of steam, and with his improved balance, his ability to stay on his feet around the rim and finish as strong as he is, I think he can be just a devastating or much more improved and significant offensive factor. And defensively, he's devastating. I mean, he has a chance to be, I think, the best defensive player in the league. And we could very well see that as it plays out this season.
He's already really, really good. As you guys know, he gave you 10 and 5 last year, and with some more extended minutes, you could see more out of that. And he did it so efficiently. 51, 39, and 71 was the shooting. But to me, the most important number around him is his age. He's still 23. And so if you're baking in some natural jumps that any player is going to take at that age group, you could be talking about a really, really impactful, more than 3-and-D player, someone who could be a force on both ends moving forward.
A couple of years ago, Michael, I think the Raptor fans were ready to give up on Serge Ibaka, and now this is the question: will they regret not signing this guy who was such a key to the last couple of years?
I think the fans might regret it. I'm not sure if the organization will or not. But, to me, not being more aggressive in signing Serge, all kind of with an eye towards maintaining your flexibility for 2021, and we know what happened there, I think could be an issue, because you have 1 year left guaranteed of Kyle Lowry. He's the guy you want to build a statue in front of Scotiabank Arena. So it would make sense to me you do what it would take to build as good a team as you could this year. And is Serge Ibaka alone that kind of difference maker? No. But would he be part of a better center tandem, say, alongside Aaron Baines than Alex Len or Chris Boucher? Absolutely he would be. And I think that's going to be a regret for the Raptors as this season unfolds.
I mean, it's a personal regret for me, because although we often had to wait for Serge,
yes,
you loved covering him. I loved scrolling through his fashion on IG. But I mean, listen, in terms of fans, like Raptors fans were distraught when they didn't bring back Bismack Biyombo, and they were okay after the fact. So I think if the organization is baking in some improvement in Chris Boucher, given the amount of money they've given him, you know, that will tell us how much you miss Serge in the short term. But I mean, given the age of the player, he was not going to be part of this nucleus moving forward, given that your best players are 26, 26, and 23, other than Kyle Lowry. So ultimately, you're going to have to find a solution at the center spot moving forward. And it made sense to not commit to dollars in more than 1 year with Serge.
All right, guys, as bold as I will go is to say that Miami and Milwaukee are going to take a step back. The Raptors will finish third behind Boston and Brooklyn in the East. But you got to go a little deeper than that. Donovan, give me a prediction that steps out there for the Raptors this season.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, Raptors fans crushed me last year when I was so disrespectful to think that they would finish third. And I heard about it all year. So I do think they have the makeup to maybe push not only to be in that top four, but make the conference finals. But a bold prediction on the team itself, I'm going to go and I'm going to say that Mr. Bet on Yourself, Fred VanVleet, is going to be the real catalyst for them. Offensively, I think Kyle Lowry will get some more baked-in load management nights on non-national TV days. And I think Fred, who had the numbers of like an outlier of an all-star, will really hit that potential. And he's going to be representing the team in whatever an all-star means now, because we're not actually going to have an all-star game.
All right, Michael?
Well, if you can't unleash the hype at this time of the year, when are you going to unleash the hype? So I'm going to say my bold prediction is Malachi Flynn will be the rookie of the year. I'm obviously that'll require a lot of load management for Kyle Lowry maybe to get the minutes. I think that's going to be the only obstacle for him, because what I've seen in obviously a limited sample is a very special, very heady, very skilled player who looks instantly comfortable in the NBA and running a really, really good team. So that's my bold prediction. I agree with Donovan. I think this is a top four team. I think they have a chance to make the conference finals. But I think if Malachi Flynn reaches the heights I think he can reach, that could go a long way to helping them get there.
All right, as you unwrap those, we will see you on Boxing Day for Sportsnet's first broadcast of the regular season.